Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, stories from the 78, expanding our horizons, going all the way to Virginia Beach, and that's where I have my friend here, Tim Best. How are you, Tim?
Doing great, Tom. Thanks for having me.
So absolutely. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me here. May is a big month in recognizing our military here in the United States, which it should be every month really, but May specifically, with the culmination of even having Memorial Day at the end of the month for the service members that we lost. But you work with an organization that helps military family and spouses specifically too to help get jobs because surprisingly, it's not as easy as people might think for these military families, either the person in the military or their spouses for that matter, to get jobs. It's just becoming harder and harder for some reason.
That's exactly right, Tom. And at Recruit Military, our purpose is empowering the military community through meaningful career opportunities. And to us, that military community is service members, veterans, and spouses, which are a very important part of the equation. And as you referenced, it's challenging on both sides. But the with Military Spouse Appreciation Day being just last week,
It's like May
it's really
12th, right?
yes, it was.
Yep.
It's very fresh in our memories how important that topic is. There's the unemployment rate amongst that demographic is close to 24%, if you can believe that.
Why is that? Is there a specific reason? Is it just some kind of stereotype or something, or is it just one of those things?
It's like a lot of things. There's a number of reasons. And if I could, let me use like 4 real world examples that I think
Sure.
convey the reasons. The first, I'll use my own personal example with my wife. I came out of the special operations community and, we were on the road all the time. And Nicole, really selflessly, basically said, hey, I'm going to focus on the family and, kind of left her career aspirations behind for that. So that's an example of someone just the pace is just really hard to manage the household while the service member is really focused and gone a lot. My oldest son is serving and his wife is a physical therapist. So, she has a lot of portability with her career,
Oh yeah, sure.
but still in the past 3 years, she's followed him from 29 Palms, California to Fort Benning, Georgia to Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And then they're moving again at the end of this year. So that's an example of just the relocation and the challenges that comes with that.
Yeah. Go
At
ahead.
Recruit Military, my chief of staff, Jen Hines, was a staffer on Capitol Hill, a lobbyist, married a Navy officer, ended up following him around, the country in his service. And she had one of the other challenges they face, which is oftentimes where she was, it was tough to find work at the career level she had been at, and following around the military, you don't always have that in the locations you're at.
Right, because you're in some areas that might be not as densely populated with cities where there's just more job opportunities than others.
That's exactly right. And then my last example is one that's really special to me as well. And one of our accounting professionals, a educated, trained accounting professional, right? And you know how in demand that skill set is in
Yeah.
today's world. He is a military spouse of an active duty Army officer. She is stationed in South Korea, so he's over there with her. He was unable to find work as an accounting professional because of being in South Korea and just a number of other challenges with being over there. And so we were fortunate enough to come across him through our recruit military efforts. And we've got this amazing accounting professional working for us who's grateful to have a job with us because he wasn't able to find anything else with all those skills and abilities.
Wow, that's like the ongoing example you guys can just show everybody. Like we actually are doing our own thing here in house to supplement some of these vacancies here.
That's exactly right. And I think those 4 examples convey the challenges that exist out there. It's pace of the life and managing the household. It's geographic concerns and always moving and always having to pick up and start something new if your career isn't truly portable. The idea that there may not always be the kinds of opportunities at your level where you're stationed. And then just this idea that sometimes the military takes you to some super remote places that are
Yeah,
can
I
be
bet.
challenging.
So how does somebody who is in a military family go about finding your organization? And is it something as easy as going to a website and starting from there?
It is. you know, at recruitmilitary.com, basically it's a job board. It's a website that's focused purely on the military community. It's the largest in the world of its kind. And it's, by the way, it's the only job board in the world where we actually call every registrant if they give us a phone number. And
Oh, wow.
that's because, you know, our niche is special and we want to help really make sure that those job seekers are accurately profiled and ready to, you know, run into an opportunity like our accounting professional did with us or with another company that has that same kind of flexibility.
And this is free to the military family and spouse and everybody in that group there, right?
100% free. And, you know, Tom, I think the other thing, Recruit Military, because of the niche we're in, we also have a very strong partnering mindset. And so what we also are able to do with military spouses and service members is also direct them to other partners like the Military Spouse Employment Program, MSEP, that focuses on this, Syracuse IVMF, the DAV, you know, and Blue Star Families. Just
Yeah.
the opportunity to help get these individuals connected with resources that can really help them with whatever their concern or need is.
That's wonderful because I've had several people in my life who are the military, and you speak to it's not necessarily the military service member, but the family that has the biggest
Yes.
adaptation to where they are because they're constantly moving. Where the military active member is doing the thing that they've been doing just all over the world or all over the United States, where the family's kind of like, well, this is a lot different than Chicago now that we're in Dallas or in Fort Bragg, wherever, you know, like it's, I think people might lose sight of that just from their general knowledge of it. So I'm happy that we're able to have this conversation to let people know. And there's a lot of, you know, military here in the Great Lakes area in general,
Oh my
but all over
gosh.
the country.
That's absolutely right. And I agree with you completely, Tom.
Well, thank you, Tim. I appreciate it, you taking time to chat with me. I'm always willing to help out our military in any way I can. This is a small thing I can do. But Tim, real quick, the website one more time, and I'll make sure I link it at the story here.
It's recruitmilitary.com.
Excellent. Tim, thank you so much for your time and keep doing the work that you're doing in your organization. I know it means a lot to a lot of people. And I think it's important that we take care of our veterans in any way we can.
Thanks so much for your support, Tom, and for having me on the show today.
Absolutely.